Been asked to adapt a bogie wagon. Well, they bought the STL, and it's I'll show you. We'll click on the scene, press A, delete, file, import STL, and then we'll find the bogie wagon. And it's come in, it's on the right, have a look on the right, it's there somewhere. So if we right click on our cursor in the middle, set origin, geometry to origin, there we go, it's there. It just doesn't put it in the centre. Now someone's bought this STL and it's got the clip, which is the standard clip. Now if this is injection moulding, yeah, you could clip that in and out. If you resin print this, I think you maybe get away with it once, but twice, if you pull these together to unclip it, that's going to break. So I suggested put a nut and bolt through it, and he said yeah, so we'll go with that idea. So want to move this bogie to the side, so click on the move tool, along the green axis, just move it along. And what we want to do is make a screw imitation, or an impression of a screw, so then we can take it away and use a boolean to take it away and leave a screw hole there. So first thing we want to do is add, top left, mesh, cylinder. There we go. Now if you press N on the keypad, you'll come up on the right hand side with some menus. The dimensions, we want this, if you highlight X and Y and just press 3, enter. Yes, it does say meters, it makes no odds. It's as the scale is, and when we export it, it'll go back to what scale it was in the first place. Z, we'll put a 10 in there, just enough to get it through the gap there. And then we want to add another cube, because that'll be our thread for our bolt, but we want to countersink it, so we want to make a top to it to countersink. So what we need to do is add mesh, another cylinder, which is here. We'll move it, we're in the move tool, we'll move it up, and then we'll come to dimensions, and we'll give X, Y and Z, and we'll give X and Y 3 millimeters. So the base of the countersink will be the same as the thread, and what we'll do is we'll make the top a little bit bigger. You'll see in a minute. So if we click on the top, up to the top left, and we'll go to edit mode. In edit mode, there we go. And what you need to do is go up to the top left, and you'll have these 3 little boxes here. The first one is select the vertex, or the little dots, then the edges, or the edges, and the last one is a face. And what we need to do is select the face. That's the one there. So what you need to do now is find what size you want to scale it to. I mean, an easy way to do it is bring a calculator up. We know it's 3 millimeters across, and say we wanted to go to 5.5 millimeters across. So we'll do 5.5 divided 3 equals 1.83. So we've got to remember that number, 1.83. So what we need to do now is go there on top, we press S for scale, and we'll click on, and then we've got a resize box here, and it's come up with our, I can't remember what it was now, 1.83. So what we need to do is we'll keep the Z, but we'll scale the top bit as 1.83, enter, And there we go. It's sort of giving it a, oh, I didn't scale the Y, 1.83, enter. There we go. The top two are scaled, and the bottom, once we add that to that, that looks like a countersink bolt. So we go edit mode, we'll go back to object mode, and we'll just move it down, and we'll call that our countersink screw. So what you need to do is click on the top, shift, click on the bottom, right click, join it together, and then right click, convert to mesh. Don't know why you have to do that, but you have to. Now what we need to do is rotate that 180 degrees so it's underneath. So what we need, if you press R, and we want to go along the green axis, so that's Y, so rotate, click on it, R, and we get the arrows coming up, Y, along the Y axis, and then 180, and there we go, and it just rotates it accurately. Now what we need to do now is move this to the middle. I have to move it up a bit. Now if you press 7 on the keypad, it will give you a top-down view. And then what we can do is move this. I think we know it means to move it up a bit more. There we go. And move it until we're happy. Now I did try to measure it, but there's not much to reference it off to get the centre. I found it was better to eyeball it. So if you can move it and you press the up arrow key, you can actually move it. Oh, what are we in? Control Z. I'm actually moving the wrong thing here. If you move the arrow key and then move Y. Oh, I'm moving the wrong thing. Right, Control Z. Kind of a bit weird there, wasn't it? So what you need to do is move that into the middle. So, and if you move the up arrow key, it will move slightly in a direction, hopefully you can move it. That's pretty much in the middle now, isn't it? Now what you need to do is move it just enough to move our countersink into the body. That's it. So now what we need to do is up to the right hand side, and we'll hide, go to the eyeball, hide it. We don't need it in the moment. What we need to do is add a mesh, a cube, and it's there somewhere. Oh, it's over here. I think we must have moved the whole lot over when I was messing about there. Anyway, that's by and by. We'll move the cube up, and then we'll resize it so it covers this attachment here, and then what we can do is we'll take it away because we don't need it. So if we move that across, and then we've got to move it just enough so it covers the object we want to remove. There we go. So what we need to do is click on the bogie, over to the right with a spanner, and it's a modifier. Modifier properties. Add modifier, Boolean, click on Boolean, and then we want to go difference. And if we click on the middle box, we can either have the cube or the cylinder. Well, we know the cylinder is our bolt, so we click on the cube. We'll come to this little drop down box and apply it. Click on a cube now, delete it, and then that's our connector gone. Now what we need to do is unhide the bolt. We know it's in the right position, so we click on the bogie, we add our Boolean modifier again. This time we go on the cylinder and we apply it, and if we delete that, I don't know why it does this, Control Z, I've done this problem before. If you click on it, right click, convert to mesh again, and have another go, right, we'll scrub that because I didn't click on it. Right, click on the bogie, add modifier, Boolean, click on cylinder, apply it, and if we click on and delete it, this time it's gone. I don't know why it doesn't do it first time, but there we go. And basically that's it. You can put a bolt through there, a nut through your chassis on your coach, and then this print's lovely. I've printed a couple of these off. There's not much detail to it, and what detail there is nice and thick, and these are resin print in 00 scale, and they'll print lovely. That's all. Thank you very much for watching.